by Don Scott. Big day in the western suburbs, Don.
Oh, this brings back memories, Dennis. Shocking memories playing out here. Anyway, it's a typical Footscray game as we see there the Footscray team running out. The wind will be blowing down the ground. It's got the short wings. The dressing rooms are small, Dennis, here.
I get the message.
They're dirty. The showers are cold after. There's nothing worse than coming to Footscray.
Well, the emotion leading up to the last game at the Whitten Oval was enormous.
You know, running out the race and saying, well, this is going to be the last time that we're ever going to play here.
It was incredibly important for the people of the area and the supporters. The 26,700 people that came, it was a non-negotiable. That was a win.
We just really wanted to see us have a win for the fans.
Playing the last game at Whitten Oval was an emotional time for all players and particularly supporters who'd been supporting the footy club for 30, 40, 50 years.
You couldn't have fitted another person into the place.
Hostile, yeah, very hostile.
I think that we had every past player from the football club at some stage during the week, whether it was at training or before the game, come down.
One memory that is just stuck in my head from that day is Terry Wallace.
You know, Terry Wallace had made it a really special day.
He took us out into the car park on this wet day and had us surround the newly built E.J. Whitten statue, and we stood around that and had some silence, and then he told a couple of stories of the importance of this day and what it would have meant to Teddy.
I can remember turning around to the players and sort of saying, this is just one that we just can't afford to lose.
It's monsoonal down here. It's fantastic.
It was a typical Whitten Oval day. It was about 5 degrees.
Cold and miserable, as it always was when you went over the Westgate Bridge over to Whitten Oval.
The rain was coming in sideways. Cyclone Tracy was blowing.
Almost unbearable. It was shocking.
It was cold and miserable, and just how we liked it.
You know, it was just a perfect day for us, especially playing the West Coast Eagles, who probably used to coming from the sun and beautiful weather in Perth. And
the weather elements would always get a hold of us West Australians.
We got our usual, hot water turned off, freezing cold change rooms, half the carpet had been ripped out, so there was almost a skeleton type change room.
Every time we went to Whitten Oval, it was a pretty tough day.
In front of a sellout crowd, toss of the coin, perhaps for the final time. Scotty Wyand and John Worsfold. And Worsfold wins the toss.
Yeah, I think before the ball bounced, it was on, and obviously they were wound up. They wanted to do well in their last game there. And
we heard this big commotion, and the crowd went bananas.
And then it just started.
And there it's on before the game's even started, so there's quite a bit of feeling here. As you can see, that's down on the West Coast forward line.
Stephen Credihook and Danny Southern just went and into Michael Gardner.
The week before, I'd gone over to watch the West Coast Eagles play at home, and I walked away from the game and come back to our team meetings that week and sort of said, this kid is capable of kicking 5 or 6 goals. This young man is actually capable of taking what we're trying to achieve here in this final game at the Whitten Oval away from us.
Oh, it was definitely premeditated. They spoke about it in the change room, so they were going to gang up on him.
They were acting like a pack of dogs, the Bulldogs. The thing that was surprising most was the surprise on his face, because he just wandered down to forward pocket or full forward.
Chicken Dent was throwing haymakers, and Craig Ellis was bumping.
I wasn't in on the pre-planning of that day, but I knew something was going down.
Nobody else apart from the backman knew that it was going to happen.
Trying to hold Danny Southern and Craig Ellis and those sort of types of players back from that is pretty tough.
It was a pretty nasty crew back then. The guys that were playing in the back line, yeah, they really had that streak. It came really natural. It never had to be manufactured.
Such a big game. They're both fired up. It's a huge game for both clubs.
Jason Ball came to his aid, and he ended up getting 2 weeks, and the Bulldogs got nothing.
There's a report before the ball has been bounced.
Jason
Ball is on report. These two clubs are like partners in a bad marriage. They continually bring out the very worst in each other.
There's no doubt it was calculated and well worked out, and I think it set the tone for the day, no doubt.
It brings back a few memories.
Maybe they just went a little bit overboard.
The umpire tosses the ball up, and eventually we're underway.
Enormous amount of feeling. Griggage against Wine, taken by Danny Southern. They love him here at the Western Oval. In towards full forward mark. One of the dynamos of this side kicks hard at the goals. So first blood to the Western Bulldog play. Gehrig, well played, Fraser Gehrig. He bends it back at goal. This is a very good kick. It's a goal. Ball. Jakovic, the big fist, gained 30 metres, but it went straight to Montgomery. Montgomery has kicked a ripper. A top goal, Brett Montgomery.
Looked at the umpire, he was allowed to go, so he hand passes to Grant. You'd expect him to get this one, and he has his all class.
They swoop. Scott West. Rowan Smith. Bends it back. A brilliant goal to Smith.
There's the siren. It's all over.
And it was a really special moment on that final siren to get the win. The crowd really went off. It was great to see.
The E.J. Whitten stand is rocking.
There's no handshaking or hugging like goes on post-game these days. It was just get off, because you knew there was about 6 litres of hot water in the showers, and if you weren't first in, you were going to miss out.
And they have got officials standing on the boundary line, but to no avail. The crowd have just broken through, and that's great to see.
Any ground that closes has a significant impact on you if you've played there or barracked for that side.
You couldn't move in the room after the game. I mean, everyone just wanted to be in there and have a part of it.
Pretty sure every Footscray Western Bulldogs supporter just loved every minute of it.